We got the crowd filling in and watching all the best surfers in the world do battle for a spot into round 3. Top 2 go straight to that round, and third will be sent into the second round of competition with that new format update. Great to see Julian Wilson ready to fight once again as he's number 2 in the world from an incredible year, his best to date, to defend his title here at the Quiksilver Pro. He takes on Seth Moniz and Reef Heazlewood, who's up now. The winner of the trials heat yesterday. Should say trials event. Crazy competition in that one. Included CT talent like Connor O'Leary, world champ. This one's already getting started quickly, Potts.
That it is, Joe, and well, I heard a lot about this Reef Heazlewood. I've seen some stuff, but I haven't really got to see him with my own eyeballs in the flesh, so it's going to be interesting to see what he's got for us here this morning.
Reef Heazlewood did about 4 airs yesterday, but he's been doing some massive punts for the last 6 months, specifically, that have been turning heads in the surfing world. So Heazlewood 193 start, getting to warm up against Julian and Seth Moniz.
Well, when you're pulling into tube rides at Waimea Bay, I think, yep, that goes a long way for respect. Here we go.
Heazlewood from the Sunshine Coast, wrapping cutback, wall starting to build. Reef drills it off the top. Sets up a wrapping cutback. Reef's looking for a double up. And he'll get into this inside corner. Hacks that end section, looking solid.
Just a more of a traditional style surfing on this wave for Reef. Beautiful snap there, nice wide stance. I love the way this kid surfs.
This was what Seth did behind Reef.
Wow, well there you go. Pedal to the metal. It's the only way this kid knows how to surf, Joe. He's not scared to go for it. He's not scared to throw it. And, well, that was one solid maneuver there, but that's going to give him confidence moving forward. A big frothy white water on the wave, and look at that, nice and vertical, busts the tail out, free falls down, and just gets the body back into that right position to pull that off.
The thing about Reef Heazlewood, he started putting these clips together on the north shore of Oahu of doing gigantic frontside airs, oftentimes without a rotation. Some he'd throw some variety with. As soon as you land one big 8-foot air, everyone wants to see you do it again. Well, he's been able to repeat those big airs. Speaking of aerials, Julian looked like he was searching for a ramp.
Yeah, well, and all three of those guys failed to really produce right at the end of the year. Here we go.
Seth Moniz, the Hawaiian, getting a couple of backside turns in. Plays with the white water a bit there and gets out.
I think that tide's gone out quite a bit, Joe. It's looking a lot trickier than earlier on. We're not seeing a lot those nice little double ups that we saw earlier in the piece.
So what about the first turn?
Yeah, Seth Moniz, nice arcing maneuver in the pocket, and then just takes his time with it. You know, he's got a good score under his belt already, 5.0. Just needs to back 2 rippers, Caio Belli and Felipe Toledo. I mean, how hard would it be to go past Felipe Toledo? You just can't do that, especially here at Duranbah, but a tricky lineup, and that's what paid off for Daru.
With some speed through that first drift is Seth Moniz. Beautiful flow through that first section to throw the tail out. That's a Tokoro looking solid under his feet. And now jamming that end section. Moniz stays on his feet, trying to protect that lead out front. 3.27 was his low mark. Still at the lead out front. Seth Moniz, older brother Josh Moniz, won the event at Pipeline a year ago. And it was cool to see how much they push each other. Seth was just imagining it being him taking the win at that time. And then Seth, being the youngest of the Moniz family, was able to be the first to qualify to back up Dad.
Well, we see Seth making his way next to the Duranbah groin, or the jetty, as a lot of you guys would think it is. That's a bit of a rip going out there, Joe, which gets you straight out the back a lot quicker.
Yeah, it's pretty cool seeing those rock jetties, how they gather sand and make some really beautiful sandbars to create these A-frame wedges.
Yeah, a lot more difficult, isn't it? Let's have a look here. Seth up and riding on his backhand. 2 beautiful turns there. I love the way he kind of just tapped off on that last maneuver, Joe, just making sure he finished it off. He knew he had points in the bag right there. Beautiful drifting backside snap. And then he could have just lit it up. He could have gone to the air, deciding to hold back a little bit, making sure he finished that wave off.
Welcome back to round 1, heat number 5 here at the Quiksilver Pro, the opening day of the season in 2019 on the World Surf League Championship Tour. Runner-up in the world, last season, just kicking out there. Julian Wilson from the Sunshine Coast, a little beach called Coolum, wearing the Jeep Leaders jersey. A former event champ in 2014, running after a huge ramp. Heazlewood clear for takeoff. Full rotation into the whitewater and ends up going down.
He went on to do bigger and better things, and incredible surfer.
Here comes Heazlewood, tail whip reverse. Now in transition, shuts the door on the end section for a beautiful two-turn combo.
All right, 3.67 required from Reef.
He beat Ryan Callanan last year.
Yeah, let's have a look at Reef's wave. Straight off the bat into that first maneuver there. Beautiful pop. Spins it around really fast and then straight into the next maneuver. The judges are going to like the fact that there was no downs.
Rolling in now is Seth Moniz. First turn, a clean backside hack off the lip. Vertical climb. He's running out of open face. He'll hang in there for a reform. And now opts to hop out. So Moniz trying to protect the lead. Heazlewood looking to bump Julian to third. 7:45 to go. Wilson on the windup. Tail high whip. A crazy extension off the lip there. Put him in an awkward position. And almost somehow pulled that board underneath his feet. And now we have an update in the situation. Reef Heazlewood just bumped Julian to second after getting a 6.17. Julian fishing for a big section. Nice clean power turn. He'll just blow the tail out into a quiet little reverse on the end section. You can see how ready he is for this heat. He's looking like he's in control, just not really getting a really good wall to work with on that one. Finally got to stand on the top of the Quiksilver Pro France with that #1 trophy. You can tell how heated that rivalry really is. Julian's up now. Quick wrap and he's up.
Oof.
He didn't want to qualify too young. He wanted to mature in his surfing and make sure he had all the weapons strong, so he wanted to be qualifying right at this stage of his life. Quick snap for Seth. He's out with 1 minute to go. And Julian still hunting a 4.68 to avoid round 2. See a lot of jerseys in the water. Medina coming up next. They're just giving these guys some room. Important ride for Wilson, the defending event champ, last year's runner-up in the world. Potentially on his last effort to try to take that second spot off Heazlewood. So Seth Moniz, the rookie from the island of Oahu, enjoying this countdown. What a performance. He threw down 6.17 and a 5.0. And Seth spent a lot of time with Reef over the years. They were previously sharing the same sponsor. And it looks like a wild card with a 6.17. Holds off world #2. Julian Wilson will be sent to the second round of competition here at the Quiksilver Pro. Coming up next, two-time world champ Gabriel Medina hits the lineup with Ryan Callanan and Mateus Hurdy.